Diablo 2 fans, the time has come. The conclusion of DFC Season 2 is tonight. One of these top 8 duelers of the entire season will be crowned as the champion and will walk away with that amazing gaming laptop courtesy of not only Omen, but the wonderful people at Arena GL. The people who have made it into the top 8 are some of the most vicious players on Battle.net today. In this tournament, only the first round was randomized. After that, players had to duke it out bracket style to determine who is the champion. Without further ado, let's dive in to the finale of the Diablo Fighting Championship Season 2. All right, and here we go. We're diving in to round 1 of match 1 of the evening. We have Root versus SureImSure. And Root is on his notorious Wind Druid, and he is going up against SureImSure, who has had an amazing run this season on his hybrid Amazon. Now, for the finals here, he did choose to go a hybrid setup, not the tribrid that we saw him on a few times this season, but he is going straight hybrid. He's got lightning jabs and bow and arrow that he is trying to compete his way into the next round, the semifinals with right here. And the more of those pets that he kills without taking much damage, the more life he actually heals from it. Oh, and look at this, dude. I can't tell if that was from Life Tap or Life Leech, but SureImSure has recovered a lot of life here. He's gone from in a lot of trouble to okay again. Oh yeah, there it is. It's Life Tap. He is using Life Tap for this. What a clutch call. That is a clutch call. First time I've seen it. First time we've seen it this season, especially in this matchup, Zon versus Druid. I really like that touch right there, especially when the Druid is going max block and it's really hard to get those strafe hits in on him. That is absolute beast mode. Root in a lot of trouble here. Root at a very low health total, but he did manage just to get in a lot of damage right there. SureImSure keeping that multi-shot going. Oh, and there it is. Root taken down by SureImSure with that clutch call from Life Tap and Life Leech. Man, that will definitely swing the tide against the Druid right there. Winner by submission, SureImSure. I know how some people might have felt about, the tap, the leech. This is what I say. Fuck what people think. You kicked ass, dude. You did what you had to do. That was a clutch call on your build, and I'm super proud of you, dude. That was sick. And here we go. Joby versus TFC Priest. Joby is on the legendary Season 1 winner of the DFC MTL, and he's going up against TFC Priest, one of the top performers in Season 2 here so far. This is going to be a fight. Oh my gosh, look at this. Joby in trouble early. Big hits, though. I noticed he didn't stay on top of and try to chain lock Priest there. Very, very interesting. A lot of people tend to duel Priest differently because he is ready for these traditional things. You know what I mean? I say traditional. Chain locking is not very intuitive or traditional for your average player, but for the very skilled players like Priest, they're ready for it. They have been practicing for years. Oh, and here it is, some nice hits from Priest. Joby trying to charge Priest down. Joby trying to get that chain lock, but it looks like he just missed it. Oh, and there it is. TFC takes round 1. And here we go, round 2. Oh, and Priest catching some big hits early. Priest delivering some early damage. This is going to be tough. This is going to be extremely tough for Joby. He's in a lot of trouble here, trying to get these chains. Oh, man, he's in a lot of trouble. And there it is. Priest takes round 2. Wow. Wow. MTL, will he suffer his first loss ever on this character in the DFC? He's definitely in a lot of trouble here. And here we go, round 3. Let's check this out from Joby's standpoint. Looks like he did make some alterations. He kept on the Andy's helm. He's using that FOH now, trying to get, oh my, man, he gets some serious damage in there. Oh, what? There it is. Whatever edits he made, they sure paid off in that duel. All right, it looks like they're ready for round 4. And here we go. Round 4, Joby, we noticed him use FOH there. Oh, man, and he gets a nice lock. He's following it up with charge, trying to get that chain lock. Oh, what? How about fighting the night for this? How about fighting the night for this? 5th and final round, Priest versus Joby. Yeah, he's Joby's doing some more charging down here. Oh, big hits from Joby, and it is all over. The comeback of the century from Joby. Comeback of the century, back against the ropes. Wow, that was an amazing performance from both players here. Joby's showing off his gear, what he used here. He has a nice PLR amulet there for his pally. I think that was very important. Look at all this PLR, man. Getting rid of that poison. Get that poison out of here. Fun fact, I did no swaps after second duel. Wow. So which, I mean, there's a lot of merit in that. Maybe you go back and you figure out, okay, this was the best setup. I just need to rethink my strategy. That's clutch right there, man. Wow, that was insane. I cannot believe that just happened. That was insane. Priest, hell of a job, dude. Hell of a job. I'd love to check out Priest's gear and what he was rocking. Rocking the Chains of Honor, or the Fort of Chains there. Ah, this is some next level stuff right here. He actually went with high damage on the jabs. He anticipated that Joby would over-prepare for that poison. Look at this. Nosferatu coil to help him hit the final break point. He just, yeah, look at all of the... He went straight physical damage by the looks of this. Yeah, he was not concerned at all. Not concerned at all at finishing with poison. Amazing job. All right, here we go. Maty is ready. Punch is ready. Let's do this. Round 1, the notorious Punch versus Synced, a.k.a. Maty. This is going to be nuts. I'm telling you, Punch is probably one of the nastiest chain lockers that you will ever see. Just very, very good. You can see him right here kind of setting up, using Leap. He's using that Leap to sort of knock Maty back and stun him. That gives him the window to actually get the name lock and then follow him around with those chains. Look at these beautifully placed nados from Maty. And Punch just being very patient. We've seen this from Punch all season. His patience. He doesn't try to force the telly stomp. He doesn't try to force the whirlwind. He's going to wait until he catches you. He might even lull you into a false sense of security with the way he's playing. You know what I mean? Not really going after you, even though there's times where, you know, it seems like he could. It could be that Maty's waiting on that. And we've seen the patience of Punch all season really pay off. Look at that. Picking his shots, staying well out of the way of the harm of those nados, and just really being selective with his chances to strike. Oh, and a nice chain attempt there from Punch, but he just misses it. Maty CT Telly's out of the way. Oh, what big hits from Punch! There it is! And that's what we're talking about, is that patience. Absolute patience. Picking his shots. Just waiting for the right time to strike, and he found it. Even though he got put into trouble early, Punch was patient, waited for the window, and struck. The KO King. The knockout artist himself, as he's come to be known throughout DFC Season 2, pulls it off with a KO finish here in round 1. And here we go, round 2. Let's check this out from Maty's perspective here. So we're switching over to Maty's standpoint, and you can see he has got that CT Telly on the ready. He has got it on the ready here. Oh, man, he's going to have to get out of there quickly. He does. You can just see that. It's impulsive. He knows when he's in trouble, and he knows what angle he has to go at. So as soon as he starts getting leaped and stunned, he instantly has the, hits C or T, whichever direction he's intending to telly, and gets right ready to get out of there so that he doesn't catch those nasty, nasty chain locks of Punch. Yeah, Punch still very, very healthy life total here. Oh, big hits from Punch, followed with that chain. That's what it looks like from the other end right there. It's either CT telly or die. When Punch gets a hold of you, man, it does not... You got to get out of there. Once he starts getting that chain, you gotta escape. Can't kick around for too long. It could be the end. Oh, man, it's some big hits and a chain here. Maty escapes the chain. Oh, and there it is. Punch takes it. A vicious KO again for round 2. And here we go. Round 3. Will Maty make a comeback? I'm wondering if Maty has a max block setup. I would figure if he did, he would probably use Spirit Crystal Sword or some sort of Spirit variant. Mainly just to sort of replenish that faster hit recovery. So I'm going to assume that he does not have a max block setup or has not chosen to use it here. Looks like Maty has done some damage here, but wisely choosing not to kick around for too long. And you can see a different strategy here now as well. What he's trying to do is move into his NATOs. Another strategy sometimes you see from Maty, I've definitely seen it from other Druids before as well, is when you know a barb is on you and they start leaping, you start throwing tornadoes in the direction that you're being pushed. And that can also, sort of lead a barbarian into making a bad teleport. But the thing with Punch is if he sees you doing that, he's so patient. He's so patient. He just won't let you get away with that. He'll just wait. He'll just wait till you do it again. Oh, and is Maty trying to go in for the Hydra PKs? Are those Maty's Hydras? No, those are Punch's Hydras. Those are Punch's Hydras. Now, we did see him use those in his fight with TFC earlier this season. And it actually proved to be an IQ 200 move right there. But I'm not sure how much of a big play it is against a Druid. Yeah, and this is interesting. So Punch is down to his last breath here, basically. He's at, one life or close to it. And Maty now is faced with the puzzle of how do you get in to deal that final piece of damage without taking lethal amounts of damage yourself. It's an interesting puzzle. A very good stomp there from Punch. Maty teleporting into those NATOs. Wisely choosing not to telly stomp there. It's just too big of a risk. Because for a fact. Oh, and there it is. Maty takes round 3. And here we go, round 4. Fight is currently 2-1 in favor of Punch. Thought for sure Punch might have had a nasty chain that he was about ready to unleash there. Interesting. Notice that he chose to telly above Maty there. Oh, man. Big hits from Punch. He's going to let that open wounds do some work. Clutch NATO placement there from Maty, but he takes some whirlwind. Takes a bit of that whirlwind in that exchange. Looks like Punch takes another NATO. Hard telling exactly what Punch's life total is at. But Maty does not have time to look. He needs to place those NATOs and get out of there. Cannot risk catching that vicious chain from Punch. Nice aim there from Maty. You see, what Maty's doing here is getting Punch to chase him. He's trying to make Punch play his game. But Punch, that's again where that patience, he's noticing that, and now he's saying, "No, let's do this. You play my game, buddy." Very nice placement of NATOs there from Maty. Punch is working his way from the outside, just being patient from the outside, waiting for his window. Wow, what a nail biter, man. So Punch is kind of using those walls, trying to keep his distance. He might be in trouble. But so is Maty. So is Maty. Maty is so close to death. And so is Punch. And notice how Punch chose to retreat there. That tells me he doesn't have a lot of life to mess with. He knows that Maty is low. But he also knows he might not have a lot of life to mess with. He needs to get in quick, get one more big hit in, and not get taken out by either Hurricane or, another well-placed NATO. Yeah, it looks like he's trying to steer clear of the NATOs. He does have enough life to tank a couple Hurricanes going in, but another NATO could be lethal. Oh! And there it is! Punch takes out Maty in the quarterfinals. Very good fights. PK MTL for me, he says. Nicely done, Punch. Nicely done, Punch, and also nicely done, Maty. I have to commend him for having a non-max block build here and doing as well as he did. Looks like he went with the Suicide Branch, the double-barreled COA for that damage reduction. Of course, Enigma. Spirit of Phoenix. Yeah, it looks like he definitely met the max cast breakpoint, but he tried to go with an elevated level of damage reduction. And if you're not going to have max block, you definitely got to go as big as you can with that. I really love that setup. Really love Maty's playstyle with this. What an amazing season for Maty. Applause in the chat for Maty. Amazing season. He squeaked his way into top 8 and actually had a pretty amazing performance here. That was very well done. All right, so here it is. Punch's gear for his duel against Maty. He's wearing using the Grief of Doom and a chambered COA. Chamber. Very nice FPK or damage rings there. I noticed him pointing those FHR charms out. I really like that. Yeah, good inventory, dude. Good inventory. Love that setup. Well done and good duels, sir. That was sick. All right, both players are ready. Let's dive into round 1 of Dook versus Doom. Two pals not taking it personal here, just saying, hey, this is what we got to do in the finals. Dook doing a nice job keeping the distance, trying to get that Mind Blast lock going. But man, those blizzards are strong. Assassins will typically struggle in meeting the, all of the necessary breakpoints if they really commit too much to resisting cold. So it makes it so that this has to be what they call a dodgy duel. You have to kind of dodge each other. Doom can't get too close to Duke. And, Duke definitely has to watch out for those blizzards. Can't get too close to Doom. Yeah, Max brings up a great point. Once you get him, you got to hold a Sork down to do some serious damage, especially when they're rocking that ES. You got to hold them down. You got to stay on top of them. Oh, big hit there. And this could be it. Nice job from Duke. You get some serious damage in there, just like we were talking about. You really need to capitalize on those moments when you get him, and Duke did a great job of that right there. Duke is doing a phenomenal job here in round 1, but so is Doom. Doom recasting battle orders here, really making sure he's set up for this long duel. Oh, and there it is! Doom teleports into a layer of traps and gets taken out. Damn! And here we go, round 2. Duke versus Doom. Doom is on an ES Cold Sork. Duke is on a Spider Assassin. Currently, the score is 1-0 for Duke. Managed to get there with some very well-placed traps in that last duel. Some nice CT casting there early from Duke. Problem with the Sin is they can really run into some mana issues as the longer the duel goes on. But the thing is, if you make all of your attacks count, you can make an ES Sork run into mana issues too. Because they will have to replenish with their, with their mana potions. They'll have to, they'll have to get that mana back that you're stealing away from them from those hits. Yeah, look at that replenish life from Doombringer. That is MVP. He says, out of mana, make it happen, Captain. He's going down on his shield. He's going down on his shield. Duke just setting up traps and saying, make it happen, Captain. Oh my God! Can the captain make it happen? Is the question. He's got these traps to deal with. It's pretty impressive for Duke having no mana here. Pretty impressive. Yeah, and Doom is saying, okay, I need to collect myself here. He might be hurt. He might be wounded, but he's not out. Yeah, Joby says he might have actually been out of mana for a while. Very clutch observation. Very nicely placed Blizz there. And Lilith BL, a.k.a. Doombringer, takes round 2. GG. It looks like both players are ready for round 3, so let's get it underway. Oh, wow. Nicely placed Ice Blasts and Blizzards there from Doom. Yeah, he's, Doom is the type of player, he will figure out your style as the night goes on. As these duels go into the deep waters, he'll start to figure out your patterns. And I think that's what we're slowly seeing that here. There was sort of that, that antsiness, and I think in the first round and in part of the second. But he's really figuring out Duke's patterns now. He's figuring out where he's going. He's really getting used to the map. He has the map fully explored now. He knows his outs. He knows where to go. And Duke's still doing a great job of cutting off angles, though. Oh, man, nice hits there from Duke. And a battle of the words continues. Could be a nice distraction. Get the other person to talk. You know what I mean? Oh, and there it is. Duke taken out by a viciously placed Blizzard. And 2-1 for Doombringer. And here we go, round 4. Yeah, Duke really getting in the swing of things here, really getting his rhythm down. Doing some nice CT casting with Blizz there too. Interesting approach here from Duke. I wonder if he's kind of trying to set up shop in a corner. Oh, yes, that's what he's doing. He's setting up shop near the walls. Like in between those walls. He's turning this into a backyard alleyway brawl. Not sure if you've had the misfortune of dueling against traps before, Lightning Sentry, but the range on that skill, after that Lightning Sentry fires, the range on that bolt is so far. It's so far. You can tele like halfway across the map and think you're okay. And suddenly you get cracked by like that, you know, that long ass lightning, bolt of lightning shooting across the screen. Oh, nice job there from both players. Doom trying to get in and get a surprise close range hit. And Duke really trying to grab that name, get a nice name lock going. I don't think he was expecting it. Duke wants to be very careful too, because as he's moving around, as he sees Doom come in, it may be more beneficial to start switching to teleport, because if he's moving around, if he's running around, his claw block won't actually go off, and he'll have no chance to block those blizzards. So you may see him switch to teleport as Doombringer comes in closer. That or also just move far out of the way. Nice range, man. Look at that. One nicely placed blizzard there. That was sneaky. Sneaky casting of a blizzard. He's so good. Doombringer's just really good at making... He reads you. He reads you and he figures out where you're going to be. You know, he gets your pattern down, and he's just very good at doing that against players. It was a very nicely placed Blizz there. Hard to tell if it hit Duke. But again, I think another matchup where Doombringer doesn't have the time to stop and look at his opponent's life total. He just has to trust his aim. Narrowly avoids those traps. Oh, big hits from Duke. Oh, man. Oh, it is all over. This is a 2-2 5-round fight. Duke takes round 4. GG. Here we go. Round 5. 5th and final round. Doombringer versus Duke. Who's going to take it? Duke is doing a great job with his sin tonight. I love his strategy. I love what he's doing against Doombringer's style. He's paid close attention to how Doombringer duels throughout the season, and he's really doing his best to try to negate that. But also, Doombringer, a very savvy player, especially on this Cold Sorceress. You see him revisit his stash for the first time tonight, adjusting his resistances and really making this the most, survivable build of his that we've seen tonight. This is the most survivable version of this Cold Sorc against this matchup. You know, it really suggests he's respecting Duke's game plan here. He's saying this, you're doing pretty damn well. And, you know, to be able to recognize the punch and power and skill of Duke, I say you should never take it for granted. But then again, I can also respect this from Doombringer. The fact that he did try to set up for the maximum amount of damage he could possibly do. Because against an assassin, when they have Fade and they have the ability, especially within DFC rules, to get right up to 300 cold resist and use 2 Ravens, you need to be able to hit hard. You know what I mean? You need to get this duel over with. If you get in close enough to drop those blizzards, and if you're really relying on your aim, you need your aim to pay off. And that is a big part of Doombringer's strategy, is that aim, but he's in a lot of trouble, and it is all over. Duke takes it and moves on to the semifinals. What an exciting matchup, man. Holy. I really like Doombringer's style. I know he probably catches a lot of hate sometimes for the way that he duels, but let me tell you, when you are a cannon like Doombringer, when you have that aim that you are relying on, that is a good strategy. He's not laser dueling. He's just staying on the outside, and there's a big difference. You know, he's staying on the outside and picking his angles, especially against a Sin. We've seen him matched up against so many Sins this season, and it's a rough matchup. He's doing what he can, and, you know, I would argue doing a better job than most people could do on a Cold Sork. So it's very, very good. For this matchup, the winner of Dook versus Doom, he was rocking good old Chaos. There's that Spider Sin paying off. Oh, he's got the Chaos and Fury. Yeah, he's going for some mad open wounds, and we didn't even see a lot of that in this duel. Some nice cold resist rings there. I love that cold resist ring. And a nice Raven Frost, so he chose to go with one Raven. Ah, okay, so he boosted up his cold res. Ah, chose to give up a little bit of damage and cast to boost that cold res. Look at this inventory. He is slotted a lot of spots here for light res and cold res. Very well done. What? 45 life for trap charms? Oh! He has really stepped it up. This build has really stepped it up. There's that ever-elusive 2020 Centaurs I was hunting for. Duke's got one. Very nice setup, dude. I really love how you prepared for this fight. Very nicely done. All right, first round of the semifinals. Here we go. We have Joby versus SureImSure. Joby on the notorious winner of Season 1 of the DFC, MTL. Looks like he's got a heavy, heavy charge down strategy here, ready and waiting to go for SureImSure. Using that FOH to sort of proc that stun or dodge animation so that SureImSure stays in one spot. Really doing a good job of being, you know, very evasive, charging around. And Joby has not taken much damage yet. Oh, and he sneaks up behind SureImSure, catches a javelin for his troubles. Oh, nice sync there from SureImSure. That's going to make those telly stomps or those chain locks very hard to pull off. Oh, and Joby closes the distance, gets in close to SureImSure. Some big hits. SureImSure staying in the game. But there it is. The vicious stalking and hunting of Joby as that match went on was insane. Nicely done. Let's go round 2. Let's check this out. We're going to watch this from SureImSure's standpoint here. We're going to tune in here. Looks like he's got some heavy pressure from MTL, and that one was over quickly. Just as we tune in to the tail end of this absolute rundown from MTL. Just vicious. Both players are ready. Let's do this. Round 3 of 2 of the most exciting fighters so far of this season. We're watching this final fight from SureImSure's perspective. Oh, and Joby getting some nice charges in. Backs off, but that sync. Both players are desyncing here. This is the interesting part about this. When SureImSure starts doing that weapon swapping and escaping, it makes it harder for Joby to do those chain locks. Because as you saw in round 1, oh, there it is. Joby takes it. But as you saw in round 1, SureImSure is not always where he appears to be. So sync is a very important part of, of that specific matchup between a Zon and a Smiter. It looks like he changed some things up. He's using a Haas, a perfect upped Haas, and just really cranking out the damage reduction. He switched up the build. He learned some tricks from his fight with TFC. But he also knew he wasn't going up against a poison Zon, too. He says max DR, max block, and 48 cast, but much higher damage with this. Yeah, he was able to take off his all of his poison reduction and, you know, his max poison res, which is something you definitely have to worry about against Priest with his Tribrid Zon. You know, it's something you can't ignore. And he didn't need to do that against a SureImSure's hybrid Zon here, and was just able to go higher damage and really, really focus on maxing out that damage. Oh, look at that. That is so cool. Joby let SureImSure borrow an item for that duel. I love the... Can I just say this? I absolutely love the camaraderie in this community. Like, the friends that are made, the people that are here. I friggin' love this. Like, letting each other borrow items, even though you're going up against each other for this. That was cool, man. That was really cool. All right, and here we go. The last match of the semifinals. We have round one going on here. Dook off to a solid start. Gets a nice name lock going there against Punch. But what have we seen from Punch all season? He's going to feel out his opponent here. He's going to feel out Dook's style. And he's going to be patient. He's going to be patient. Dook might have tellied away too early there. He had a mess of traps just surrounding, absolutely surrounding Punch. It's insane. Oh, and Punch is whirlwind locked. This is bad news. Punch in a lot of trouble, and Dook so far, I was going to say he's unscathed so far, but not for long. Oh, and Punch is going with a whirlwind lock strategy. Isn't able to get that damage in there with it. But Punch is being very aggressive in this match. Punch is being very aggressive. I think he's, you know, he might be... Oh, here it is. A nice lock from Punch. That was scary. He might be trying to, like, feel out Dook's style here and see, you know, what he's all about. And he's getting some really good stomps in now. But GG, Punch. The patience of Punch pays off, man. Yet again. All the alliteration. The patience of Punch pays off yet again. Damn, that was very close. That was very close. Dook did a phenomenal job of keeping the pressure on there. That was sick. All right, both players are ready. Let's go into round two. Oh, and look at this. Some style points from Punch. He loves that Hydra. I have got to know. We've got to touch base with Punch at some point. I'd love to do a breakdown on his build. Oh, nice lock from Punch. There it is. The vicious chain lock. He switches to Bear. He's just stunting, man. This guy, stunting. Stunting. T-Gods is within the rules. You just can't use any other absorb with it. Oh, man. Here it is. Another lock by Punch, but he loses it thanks to that Shadow Master. Shadow Master OP. Oh, my God. Look at how good Punch is at grabbing this name. Getting in, grabbing the name. Ain't even messing around. You saw him in round one do a whirlwind lock, and a lot of times people think that's a mistake. In this matchup, it actually can pay off. It's actually really good. If your opponent's not good at staying out of the way of it or predicting it or knowing where you actually are because you desync while you're in that whirlwind lock, then it can really hurt, especially if all you need is that one final hit. Oh, yeah, and Dook is in trouble. Dook is in trouble here. But really putting the pressure on. Look at this. Dook going down this backyard alleyway style of his. I love this. I love his use of the map. He's the only player we've seen tonight who has used the map, the actual spawning of the map to his advantage. But there it is. Dook gets taken down in round two in the backyard alleyway brawl. All right, and here we go. Round three, Punch versus Dook. Can he pull it off? Dook setting up a massive amount of traps there. Oh, and it looks like Punch has done a good job of avoiding too much damage. But wow. Oh, man, and here it is, a vicious lock. He keeps switching to that bear. I'm not sure if he's doing it to stunt. Oh, yeah, he says, I'm doing it to stunt, bro. He's got the Hydra going. The showmanship from Punch is second to none. Second to none here. Wants to be careful showing off too much, though. He's eating a lot of traps. Duke says, you can show off all you want, buddy. I'm going to pepper you with traps all day. Duke wants to be very careful where he's teleporting at, though. Ah, that's a good point, too. He has a big life pool with Bear. So he can switch to that and tank a lot more traps. There it is, the Whirlwind Lock. He might clip Duke with this. Duke needs to be very careful with that Whirlwind Lock. Oh, clutch teleport Whirlwind from Punch. Just perfect pick of an angle. Very nicely done. Heroes get remembered, but legends never die. Good quote, surely serious. All right, it looks like MTL is ready. Punch is ready. We're ready. Let's dive into round one of the finals between two epic duelers. Titans going at it. Joby doing some FOHing, really keeping the distance. Punch, will his patience pay off here? He's making Joby chase him and it just meeting him with that whirlwind. Punch got a nice chant going on by the look. That's going to help with his AR. Definitely needs that against a skilled smiter. They have so much defense. You need to break through that with a clutch AR. High level of AR. Joby just missing the chain lock there. Punch with some great aim. Wow. Joby so far unscathed. Oh, man, and he traps Punch in the corner and finishes with that smite. Punch says, fuck, wall. That was nuts. Joby did a good job of avoiding damage there. Partly due to his defense. It's really hard to hit a character with so much defense with that whirlwind. Very hard to hit him, but also just doing a good job of staying on the outside, picking his opportunities with FOH, and kind of pinging Punch down when he can, and really taking advantage of the windows that Punch gave him there. Very good round one from Joby. Round two of the finals between Punch and Joby. The notorious MTL versus Punch. A good hit from Punch there. Oh, man. Big damage from Punch. Joby's in a lot of trouble. Joby using cleansing to get that poison off of him. He's trying to get the poison off of him and counteract that open wounds. Staying just on the outside with that smite. That's exactly what Punch wants. He doesn't want to get too close. Just wants to stay on the outside and just nick Joby from just outside of his range. Joby with a nice telestomp smite there. And again, big hits from Punch and big hits from Joby. Oh, and there it is. Punch takes round two. Two of the most elite fighters in the game right now, duking it out in the finals of DFC Season 2. Could we ask for a better season than this, man? Like, slight rule changes aside here and there, how you feel about them. Could we ask for a better season and a better finals than this? This is so insane. Let's go into round three. It's currently 1-1, tie game here. Punch cutting those angles. See, Punch is not only a patient player, but he can be very aggressive too when he needs to be. Joby just pinging down with that FOH, using cleansing to get that poison off of him. Nice hits from Joby. Wow, nice aura switch in there from Joby. Both players in a lot of trouble, though. They've taken a lot of damage. I love these angles from Punch, too. These angles are really good. He's getting Joby to come in and catching him on his way in, all while getting out of the way so he doesn't take too much from that FOH. Wow, what a back and forth battle. Look how close this is. Good angle from Punch and good in and out strategy there from Joby. He needs to get that poison off. And it looks like Punch trying to finish there. Oh, and there it is. A close round 3. But Joby takes it 2-1. Very close. Joby's 1 win away from taking down Season 2 of the DFC as well. Can he do it? Both players are ready. Let's go into round 4. Currently, it's 2-1 Joby. But Punch is a heavy hitting barb. Very heavy hitting barb. You definitely got to watch out for him because he will trap you in those angles. He'll get you coming at him from angles that are not ideal for you. Oh, nice job from Punch there. Just staying right on the outside, clipping Joby, coming whirlwinding downward at a good angle. Joby respecting that punching power and just staying on the outside, taking these shots with FOH wherever he can. Yeah, and I think we're seeing Joby utilize that here too. He's saying this, you know, when the duel comes over in this area, you'll see him. Yes, very good. He's using that environment. Trying to, much like Terry's saying, is puddle. Trying to puddle Punch here. And he gets some nice hits in. Joby unscathed so far. Punch taking a lot of damage, but you can't count him out. He's very patient. It just doesn't matter what his life total is. He's still going to be coming at you from these angles and just viciously getting that damage in there. Joby trying to cleanse off that poison. Nice hits there from Punch and a nice return smite from Joby. That's hilarious, Frax. Oh, man, big hits from Punch, and he avoids a lot of damage. Joby in trouble, trying to cleanse off the poison yet again. All while Punch is trying to make it work. Stunting, throwing those Hydras out there. Wow, this is a nail biter. Nice angle from Punch. Joby got very, very lucky on that block. That was a nice angle. CT telly in from Punch and a whirlwind downward. That was very well done. Oh, big hits from Punch. Joby in a lot of trouble. Trying to finish. Trying to get that surprise hit in there. Nice CT tellying from Punch. Oh, we have a draw! We have a draw! Oh, man! Wow, Joby just ekes out that smite just before he dies, and it's just enough to kill Punch. Would you expect any less from these two titans going at it? I absolutely love the enthusiasm and positivity from Punch. He's painted it in his head. He has painted it in his head and is trying to speak this into reality that he is the winner of this season. He's saying, you're making me work for this. You got to believe it. If you don't believe that you can beat MTL, then you can't. You've already lost. You have to believe it. And I know for a fact, not only does Punch believe it, but he is capable. He's very capable. This duel is very close. All right, round 5. Currently still 2-1 Joby. Joby taking that chip damage with FOH, just delivering it where he can. Oh, big hits from both players. Joby cleansing off that poison damage. Oh, stunned with that Hydra. I love the fact Punch is still stunting in this round. Still stunting. That Hydra could be confusing. That Hydra can be confusing. Wow, it looks like Punch might have got caught with some open wounds there too. His life has kind of dwindled down since that first slew of damage. Oh, nice hit from Joby. A nice surprise in and out. Very nicely done. Punch says not to be taken without return fire. It looks like he might have landed another smite there too. It's hard to tell. Oh, big hits from Joby and big hits from Punch. Punch just staying on the outside, just clipping Joby from just out of range of that smite. Oh, man. Nice angle there. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Joby takes some more damage trying to cleanse off that poison. A little bit of stream lag here. Oh my gosh, don't lag here. Don't lag here. No, don't lag here. All right, hold on. We're going to cut this. We're going to go follow these guys around. We have got to see what's going on. I'm going to see if that stream has corrected itself. It has not. It's still frozen. MTL was very low on life last we knew, but so is Punch. My gosh. What is Punch going to do? It looks like he's trying to bait Joby down here, doing a little bit of leaping here so that Joby can't surprise him. Oh, wow. He was trying to use Ravens there. That's a very interesting play. That will proc Joby's block. It will proc that block and open the door for Punch to hit him with a direct whirlwind because, you know, it's testing the block rate there. Very interesting strategy. Looks like the stream might have fixed itself. Oh! But just as it did, Punch gets a win. Takes out Joby. Wow, 2-2. All right, so I'm gonna follow these guys around so that we don't miss any of the action for round 6. This is a round 6. It's 2-2 with 1 draw. This is nuts. Here we go, round 6. Punch just waiting for Joby to come in. Chasing him down. Joby hasn't taken any damage yet. Still getting that chip damage in. Punch staying right on the outside. Oh, big hit from Punch. Joby cleansing off that poison. Wants nothing to do with it. And Punch again with that Hydra, and I just love his attack angles here down at MTL. Just has some very good angles. MTL might have actually switched there. Looks like he might have switched to Andariel's Visage for a higher poison res. Very interesting play on his part if he did. It's hard to tell. He might be strength bugged with it on. Oh, big hits from Punch and big hits from Joby. Right now, Punch is ahead. This is so close. Punch is 1 or 2 smites away. Joby is really 1 big hit away. Oh, and there it is! Punch is the winner of DFC Season 2! Amazing! Undefeated the entire season. What a dominant performance from Punch. Takes down the Season 1 champion. Amazing. We have got to check out what Punch was rocking here. I'm wondering if he did have those poison charms. If that was his sort of secret sauce there. He's got the Grief of Doom, Beast of Doom. He's got Dracools for that random chance attack, but also open wounds. Big open wounds. He's got T-Gods to fight off that FOH. A very nice COA. Yeah, you see him using Angelic Set here. He needs big AR to be able to touch Joby. He only had 1 poison charm. That was it, just the 451. So that was a lot of open wounds that was hitting Joby. And Punch was kind of playing it like, yeah, maybe I do have poison charms. He didn't. That was all open wounds. He was cutting him with that one poison charm. And open wounds was just cutting Joby down. Wow, what a fight, man. God, I love this build. What was MTL rocking for this final showdown? Was he rocking the Andes massage for that final match? I wonder. Same as versus on, so he was. Oh no, I guess he wasn't. He was using the DR setup, same as he did for SureImSure. Not for the others on, not for TFC Priests. Yeah, so he didn't overcommit to the poison there. I was a little scared of that. I was hoping he didn't, because I had a feeling that Punch was not using a lot of poison charms. Very nice. He's got the Grief of Doom Zerker there as well. Nasty stat ring. Nasty 2020 amulet. Some of the best Smiter gloves in the game. Oh, gosh. What an amazing setup, and what a battle of titans. What a battle of titans. We got to give it to Punch. He spoke it into existence. He's been talking the whole season. He's been talking the whole season saying, I'm going to get this. This is as good as mine. This is as good as mine. And, you know, I'm going to get this laptop. I'm going to win this season. And even in this duel, he's saying, you're making me work for it. Like, he's really doing a good job of painting it into reality. And that's half the battle. You have to believe yourself. You have to believe you can do it. And Punch did. Not only did he have the skill, the build, he had the will to do it. And he pulled it off. Undefeated, perfect season from Punch. Amazing job. Amazing job. I have to say, it's bittersweet for me. I've had such a fun time this entire season. We've had so many good people in the Discord. We've had so many people show up as part of the DFC, and the community that we have blows my mind. We have seen not only some of the most vicious, best duelers on Battle.net, but we've also seen some of the best sportsmen and players and people come together. You got to think, look at all the good sportsmanship we've seen. A lot of the good sportsmanship we've seen throughout this whole tournament. It's an all or nothing tournament. And these guys, win or lose, with everything on the line, even in the finals, were just very good sports. And I got to respect that. For the people that were good sports all throughout this, win or lose, you, my friends, are the real heroes and the real best players on Battle.net. You are the players people want to play with. And for that, we all thank you. The entire Diablo 2 community, especially our community that we've set up. I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. This has been an amazing season. I think this was so exciting. I'm so happy for everybody that made it into the top 8. And a big congratulations to Punch for showing off not only pitch perfect patience throughout the entire season, but a high, elevated level of skill with that Barbarian, taking down the tourney with a Barb. The first one we've ever seen do so well throughout the entire season. Very nicely done. Very good job. Congrats to you, Punch, for winning the ultimate Omen gaming laptop. And here it is. It is all yours, my friend. Coming to you very soon. Joby, amazing job, by the way. That was an incredible duel to watch. I always love watching Joby play. He's a good sportsman. He's just a good person in general. I think that's what it takes. Good D2 players, they aren't just skillful. They aren't just helpful. They're good people. They're people you want to play the game with, and that makes the big difference. And I think Joby exemplifies that in a human being inside and out, much like a lot of players in the DFC this season. So thank you guys so much. This was awesome. Can't wait for DFC Season 3. I welcome your input. What'd you think of this season? Send me a message on Discord. Let me know if you'd like to see any changes for Season 3. If you have any suggestions or ideas, we'd love to hear them. We love to discuss the rules as well as a community. I really appreciate that. I do my best to put together a good rule set, but it's always up for review and discussion, sometimes even mid-season. So, you know, please share your thoughts, your ideas. I welcome them. You know, I appreciate you guys being so helpful, so respectful all throughout this whole season. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much. And with that, that is the conclusion of DFC Season 2. Thank you all for watching.